One story that I've been following is the role of sports, particularly the role of sports in the media landscape and with Disney. We've heard from CEO Bob Iger. He's been very adamant that they will take ESPN fully over the top as a streaming service. He said that they are exploring strategic partnerships. There is a report that the NFL, some other major leagues are currently having talks with Disney to potentially partner with them. So I've been digging into this. I've been speaking with a lot of analysts, a lot of experts in this space, and they basically told me that this is going to be a very difficult endeavor. We heard from Comcast CEO earlier this morning saying that it's pretty improbable that they will ever partner with Disney and ESPN. So who could it be? Some names that have been thrown out there. Apple. We know Bob Iger has a very strong symbiotic relationship with Apple. We have the Vision Pro headset that could potentially feed into that. We have Apple with MLS Soccer and Lionel Messi. Maybe that's a strategic partner, or it could be any of the big internet companies. But I think a big question is, who will that be for Disney? It perhaps isn't just one partner, it's perhaps multiple.
It's probably multiple partners, you would think, right? Depending on how big, I guess, the player is. But even if it's Apple, I mean, I don't know if Apple necessarily wants to just be the money bag for ESPN to go out and get sports rights. When we think about how expensive these sports rights are going to be, if that NBA deal is maybe $75 billion, there's a reason Disney doesn't want to foot that bill. And normally in business, $75 billion deals don't just get done with one other partner either, right? There's a lot of banks and different people that could get involved there, maybe even private equity or something like that that could also get involved with ESPN to sort of boost that. I think the concept, though, of the NFL investing is very fascinating to me, because or the NBA or one of these leagues investing in ESPN.
How likely do you think that is?
I think the NFL, it seems less likely when you look at the NFL's media strategy, right? The NFL is one of the most diversified leagues. The NFL is, first of all, it's its own business, right? It's its own major corporation, but also they're across all the streamers. They're on Amazon. They're on YouTube now. They're on Fox, they're on CBS, they're on NBC. That's a very deliberate thing by the NFL, right? They could be on one streamer if they wanted to and get a lot of money for it. But instead they get more money by diversifying that way. But I do think leagues in general have an interest in creating their own content and having a place to bank that content. So you think like the NBA, to get people to be more super fans and watch 5 games instead of 1, that makes sense.
But doesn't the NFL essentially have that with the NFL network? I mean, the ability to do that, to really build out what they want for the league, the voice, everything like that, that they would already kind of, like, I guess, what would that added benefit be?
For them to be invested in ESPN? I don't know. I don't know if I have a full answer there, because I think because I don't think you want to tie yourself to one thing, which is why I would say you wouldn't put it on something like the NFL Network or put it on ESPN, right? Because the NFL is too big. The NFL is Americana at this point. They won that battle. So, like, I wouldn't go narrow.
Yeah, and another story, too, is just when you have free-to-air sports, it's so easy to get this mass audience and this mass appeal. When you ask people to pay $20 to $30 for one thing, that's a harder ask. And that, I think, is something that analysts on Wall Street are grappling with, and the future is unknown. And
I also think, just given the fact that there is so much uncertainty about who would even have interest, who would be willing to pay, that really just shows the pressure that Bob Iger is under right now. He kind of has his back up against the wall in terms of what he needs to do. And essentially almost every single part of Disney's business, even looking out beyond ESPN, when we talk about the broader streaming strategy, when we talk about the parks business, every single part of the business needs a revamp or needs some sort of, I guess, reshaping at this point. And given the fact that no one really knows who ESPN's partner will be, it's going to be an interesting story to follow. And Allie's going to be all over that one.
Yes, I will. Disney earnings are coming up. 2 weeks.
Just about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow. And we'll see whether or not we get any more info from Iger on that call. All right, guys, we got to leave that there.